Hi everybody, I'm going to take a few minutes here and go through some form cues on the bike. I think a lot of people can tend to get too caught up into how hard they're working and how much tension they have on and everything else, and then they miss the important things, which is riding with proper form. That's going to make sure that you're getting the most out of every ride. It's going to keep you injury free, and it's going to keep you spinning for years and years to come. So first of all, what I want to talk about is, so your knees and your feet and your pedals, okay, they should always be in line. If you find those knees coming out or coming in, you got to bring them back in alignment. And if that's hard to do, what you have to do is check in with your bike fit, okay? And that's a topic for another video, but you want to make sure you're doing that. Your pedal stroke, you want to think like you're almost like you're cleaning something off the bottoms of your feet. So you're shooting for a fairly flat pedal stroke where you're pushing down with those heels, okay? And you want to be focusing on that as well. Now, your tension. A lot of people get caught up, again, in how fast they're going, especially during their sprints. And they're going 100 miles an hour. Their legs are going so fast, and they think it looks good because they are going so fast. But in order to get any benefits out of those sprints, or any time you're on the bike and you're pushing fast, you have to make sure that you have resistance. So you've got to be pushing something the whole time. And so you have to keep thinking about that as you're sprinting and as you're picking up your pace, okay? Because what happens is, if you don't have any tension and those legs are going super, super fast, you're just going to damage your hip joints, you're going to damage your knees, and you're going to damage your ankles, okay? So don't get caught up in how it looks when those legs are going fast. Make sure you're pushing pace, make sure you're pushing resistance, okay? And that'll keep it nice and smooth. A couple of other cues for that, okay? If you find that you're bouncing on your saddle, chances are you need to add more tension, okay? If you get that intuitive feeling that you're going with momentum and the flywheel is actually taking those pedals and it's momentum that's pushing you forward, then you got to add tension as well, okay? So that's some good cues on tension. When you're up and out of the saddle, okay, and you're climbing and your hands are out here in front, you want that chest to be kind of out. You want your chin to be up. You want to be looking straight out, okay? Also, you want to minimize any type of side-to-side movement, so you're keeping your core relatively stable. Now, it's not to get a core exercise, okay? Don't confuse this to, strengthening your core. That's not what it's all about. When you're not going side to side and you're staying stable, what you're doing is you're resisting, you're reducing that risk to any type of injury to your hips, to your knees, to your ankles, to any part of your body. And you guys have heard me say this many times before. If you get in a class and they're dancing and going all over on the bike, don't do that, okay? It's a waste of time. It's not going to do you any good, and it's going to injure you, okay? So also, your weight balance when you're out here. You want only about maybe 15 or 20% of that weight being on the bars. You want most of that weight being over the middle of the bike, so you have to find that sweet spot. If you find that you're leaning on the bars, you got to bring the weight back, and sometimes that also means that you have to add a little bit of tension to feel strong when you're climbing those hills, okay? So hopefully these help you. Ride with proper form, skip the moves, really be focused on riding with proper form, and then from there you can start to add that quick pace, start to add that tension, but you got to start with proper form, all right? You guys have a great day. I hope this helps you. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me, mike@positiveedge.ca, or go onto my website, positiveedge.ca. Try any of the classes. There's a 14-day trial on that. And again, you can reach out if you need anything. Take good care. Thank you.